Alright, we need to go back to the auto dock and have them put my real parts back in. That must be what the swap body part option was. Alright, well, a bunch of freaking crazy brains here. Nobody's really a good guy. Mobius isn't as bad as we thought, but he's still a pretty bad guy. And all the other brains in the think tank were using me all along. So... well, I shouldn't be attacked by any more Robo-Scorpions. Hopefully. Go to use the auto dock.
Right,
Swap body parts. Place your heart back in your chest. Cardiac arrest perk. Your heart is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. You are less resistant to poison, and robots are only somewhat confused by you. But on the bright side, healing items are twice as effective. Sweet. That's pretty cool.
You require some addition.
Reattach your spine. Your spine's back in your body, so advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have doubled. Nice.
What's that?
Found some soundwave files. The Robo-Scorpion. Alright, let's see. End my imprisonment. Might as well fix that up now. Sonic emitter Robo-Scorpion. What's its effects? Critical strike explosion. Wow, okay. Alright, let's head to the think tank. Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. Well, I am. How much ammo I have for this thing, by the way? It's all red in here now. Uh-oh.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain. Now you and I are going to settle things. I think you're past due for your lobotomy, Klein. You may have noticed the pacification field is down. Guess what happens now? You and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's some things you should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With with it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first about this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
You think I'm the lobotomite? No, for my skull houses the brain of Mobius. Mobius, when I talked it over, reached an understanding. Maybe you should confer with your colleagues. I can't let you dissect the Mojave or let you leave. Let's say this. It's funny.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Science of 100. Nothing is impossible for science. Mesons, lasers, atoms, brainwaves, all are at my command.
You speak the truth. And the decibel variation of your voice.
What an idiot.
It is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
100 XP. Hey, I offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I'll let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
I will permit you to do this for me.
Partner with you, my foe, my rival, my foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner.
Wow.
The think tank is at your service.
What a
as long
what
as
a
you do
fucking
not
moron.
destroy us.
Oh my god. That dude's an idiot. Leave the think tank. Go back up to the sink.
As it had been in the years before the Great War,
Oh, it's over.
Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discovery safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The courier had scoured much of the Big Empty, although secrets still remained in the crater's depths. Perhaps that was for the best, however.
Yeah, I didn't find all the
Curiosity was
locations.
sometimes rewarded for its efforts, often
I guess if I had, this part would have been different.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him over much. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sink Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
Cool.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, ceaselessly fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the
That
war.
vault with all those plants in
The
it.
book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continue to flicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the show.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the big empties in an attempt to scrub the crater clean.
That's pretty funny.
Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons feeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap
fire and blood all over everywhere.
parts.
That's funny.
After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other sink personalities decided enough was enough.
Oh my god, they killed
and
it.
dumped the toaster in a bathtub.
Oh well.
Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no one toasted.
Muggy did his best.
Oh my god.
To collect the coffee cups. Although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself
Oh no.
in the eggs village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. Who, who was an asshole. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
That's funny.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, it was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
Alright.
As the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent.
Gosh, this is a long outro.
It repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt worn, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering thieves who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, or what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. But we